Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. How are you? Everybody okay? All right, good. We will continue from where we left last class. We did the definite integral. So let's look at the, we stop here. We have one function, and then you have integration of that function over two intervals, A, B, C. Then we can do the integration of the same function just once from A to C of f of x, dx. So this is where we left last time. So now we move on to the second part. Average cost, average value, income distribution. So now we go to 13.3. Application kita dah tengok belum? Okay. Before that, we go to application 13.2. Okay, application, look at is example number 6. All right, I want you to go through example number 6 or example number 6. I hope we will do that thing. You know? So I will come back to that application. So remember that the application for 13.2, I will have to come back. You know, we have to do the derivative and the integration of the E. Okay, exponent. I have to do that. So let us finish the integration first, and then we'll look at the E thing. The E. Kita tak boleh buat lah. Okay, so the E, example, so I have to come back to that. So example 6, 13.2, ini berapa bulan ni? 5 bulan. So example 6 and 7, 13.2. Alright, E. You want to integrate E later. Okay, I hope I can will do that after we finish the integration topic. So we move to 13.3. 13.3, just extension of what we are doing now. We are going to do the integral between two curves. So you have two curves. How can we find the integration that would be bordered by the two curves, two different curves? So we're going to make use of the knowledge that we have already learned, you know, in 13.2 to apply to this kind of integration of area that involve more than one function. Okay, so let's see. We have two functions. There's something like this. We have two functions. Let's say y equal to f of x. And then I have another one, y equal to g of x. And suppose they look like this. Suppose that is f of x. And you have g of x, like that. And we want to find this area. say point 0 to x0. So find this area A. So now we start with a simple thing first. Find A. Okay, find A. Over the interval 0, x0. Okay, now tell me, how can I find the area A? We don't want to find the value. We just want to find integral of what function over what interval? Interval we know already from 0 to x0. Or you can say from 0 to A, boleh tak? Okay. Or you can say here is that point, apalah. Or you can say here point A, that is point B. All right. How do you get the interval? How can we get the area A? Just tell me area under what function?
fx.
Area under f of x. Okay, from 0 to x0. So area A is very easy. The area from 0 to x0, x0 pula pergi situ buat mana? 0 x0, fx dx. Okay, good. Now let's look at another area. Suppose I want to find this area here. Ini straight line tu tau, terbengkok sikit tu. The area that I label red, I color red tu, pink. Pink ke red ke tak kira. Okay, so area B. Okay, how can I find area B? Interval same, from 0 to x0. Tell me the function.
Gx.
Under dx. Okay, so the area is the area from A to x0 under g of x. Okay, good. So now that is essentially what we learned Monday. All right. Okay, so I will extend one more. So now let's say I want to find this area. So based on what we learned, okay, on Monday and what we understand today, now I want to find the area that I label in blue called area C. Okay, how can we find C? So the area B is the integral from 0 to x0 of g over x. Okay, yeah. So that is B. Now we want to find C. Okay, how can we find area C?
Gx minus fx.
So you need the area in between the two functions. Okay, so as we can see, the area under f of x is the area below that line f of x up to the x-axis. And similarly, the area of g, all right, the integral of g from 0 to x0 is the area under g of x up to the x-axis. All right, now we don't want area A or area under g of x from 0 to x0. You want only part C. Okay, so part C is in between the two functions. So how do we get it? So we take the difference. Okay, so C would be what? Would be area from 0 to x0. Apa saya letak 0? Oh, 0 to x0. G of x dx, and you have to take away the same integral from x0 to x0, f of x dx. So this is what we mean by area between two curves. So we have to make certain adjustment. Either you subtract, you add, all right? And then you have to find the intervals, okay? You have to find the intervals for which the area that we need to find, okay? All right, so let's look at another example. Okay, you got it? Any question? So today, berapa bulan ni? 5 bulan. So I got to put that. 5 bulan. So we know that is our beginning of a new section. Okay, so let's look at another example. So now I have something like this. This is f of x, and that is g of x. Okay. I want to find, okay, let's say I want to find this. Okay, first area, I want to find that area. From 0 up to x1. Okay, now look at the graph. Look at the gram. I will look at the gram. Look at the picture. Look at the diagram. That's what I want to say, diagram. Look at the picture. Identify the area. Now, you have to intuitively, okay, determine what functions are involved, what interval do we have to find in order to find the area. Okay, just look at the diagram. Or you want to sketch, sketch, and then how can you find the area A? Okay, so I want to find the area A. Okay, anybody give me some information. How can I find area A? Area under what functions? Then just tell me, okay? You don't have to go into a lot of detail. Just tell me area under what function.
Function gx, sir.
Function gx, okay? But function gx is only part of it, okay? It's not the whole thing. If you look at g of x, the area of g of x will be what? From 0 to x1, that will cover everything under g, okay? So that include, if I can do it in red, that include this thing also. But you don't want that one. So under G, the area under G is only a part of it. Okay, that's true, but it's only part of it. So under area under G, from where to where? Because you don't want that part. We want only the part that is shaded in black. Okay. I ask you. I ask another. You know. What is the other function that is involved in that area? Area G of x. Okay, right. It's part of it. Okay, G of x. True. There is only one part. Okay, what is the other area that you need? Under what? Okay, cepat. Area under G betul lah tu, but it's only half of the story. What is the other half? Area G is from here, only that part. The other part, area under what function?
X.
Area under f of x. You see? So you have two functions involved here. One part is an area under f. The other part is area under D. So you have to, what? In order to get the area, what do you need? So good. Okay, we got already the information, but we need one more piece of information that is equally important. In order to get the area, to separate that area, F and G, what do we need? We need what? We need that point. Okay, we need that intersection point, which we normally call E. Because that is what? That is the separation point. Okay, so here, what you need is you need E. How do you get E? You solve the equilibrium, Fe equal Fx equal to G of x. Then what we get, let's say I get x0, y0, but I need only x0. So that you need to find. So x0 over there. So once you have x0, then we can break out, or you can find area A by breaking out the two parts. Okay, one part is area under F from 0 to x0. The other part is area under G from x0 to x1. So that is what we mean by area between curves. Okay, so you have to add. So area A is equal to the area from 0 to x0 of f of x dx plus the area from x0 to x1 of g of x. Okay, any question? Anybody who doesn't have the idea? You let me know so that I can go through one more time. Is that clear? Yeah? Okay, good. Okay, next. Suppose I want to find the area here. All right, now call the area B. Okay, I want to find the area B. How can we find area B? Okay, look at the graph. You do some thinking, and then if you have an idea, let me know. Just tell me, the interval and the functions that we need. Okay, anybody? Okay, what is the first function? Area under what? Tell me just one function. Area under what?
Dx.
Area
dx.
under dx. Okay, area under dx. From where to where?
Zero to x0.
From 0 to x0. Okay, from 0 to x0, area under G. But you don't want the whole thing. We only want that portion. Okay, so what do you need to do? Okay, what do we need? What do we need in order for us to get the area B?
Minus the area under the B.
You have to minus the area under that B lah. Okay. So question is, how do you get that area? We know the area. Okay, you know the area that we're talking about. It's the area under that straight line. So how do you get that area? Or in order to get that area, what do we need?
The y point.
You need the y point. Okay. So x0, y0. So I need that y0. All right. So I need that y0 so that I can find the area that you need to subtract. Okay. So if you look at the area B, it's the area from 0 to x0 under g of x dx. But I need to take out a certain area. Okay. So you need y0. So how do you get the area? So it's area under that y0. Y0 is a constant function, dx from 0 to x0. So area y0 under y0 is the horizontal line. Okay, so what you get will be the area, if you integrate this thing here, what you get will be the area of that rectangle. Okay, rectangle y0, y0, x0, 0. So the area rectangle is the integral, that one, integral of horizontal line, y0. Okay, all right. Okay, we will just play around with this. Now let's say I want to find the area C. Okay, area C. Okay, how do we get the area C? Okay, jangan lupa area C.
Y0 minus f of x.
So you have to find the area under y0. Okay, area under y0 from where to where? From 0 to x0. But that is the rectangle. You need to get rid of what? I need to get rid of the area under f. So it's the difference between area under y0 and the area under f of x from 0 to x0. Okay, so I think by now, kacang. Okay, once you already, once you understand the idea, you need to break out, or you need to find the functions involved, and then you need to find the intervals involved. Then, all right, okay. So area C is the area under y0. So area C is the area under y0 from 0 to x0. That is the rectangle. But you have to take out the area from 0 to x0 of what? So that is area C. Okay? Okay, good. Okay, we go back to the line now. Now, suppose I want to find area ni. Suppose I want to find area D. Okay, how can I find area D? Okay, just tell me first, what area involved, and then what are the intervals? Okay, mula-mula area apa yang kena jawab semua buat? first, what area do we need? Okay, what area do we need? Ini dia, it's not difficult, but you need to identify, you know, a point, okay, a point, so that you get that. All right, well, area, give me one area that is involved in order to get the area. Give me the largest area, because you always start from the largest, and then you know, because it will involve subtraction. So identify the larger area first. So what is the larger area?
Uh, 0 to x1, y1.
So you need to find the area under what? The area, betul lah tu. The area under y. Okay. So you need to find the area, that point first. Okay. So it's not difficult to find that point. How can you find that point? That point is simply the what? The y-intercept of g of x. Okay. So let's call that point y1. Okay. So call that point y1. So y, I can, if I can, I will extend it up. Itu boleh. Sebab saya tak ada tempat. Okay, it becomes a graph over to play y tu. Okay, so that is y1. So what you need is first the intercept of g of x. All right, so in order to find area D, number one, you need what? I need the y-intercept of g of x. Of g of x, I'm sorry, g of x. Okay, f of x, g of x. Okay, because that is the beginning point. Beginning point, that's the function. So call it y1. Okay, so you got that y1. So y1 will be our function here. That will be the horizontal line. Okay. Now, this point is not x1. Okay, that point is not x1 unless you draw it nicely. Benda tu boom, melekat kat situ. But more generally, if you look at my graph, it is not x1. So you need to find that point. Can I find that point? How can I find that point? I want to find the point because I need the value of the x, corresponding x. Okay. I need the point. Okay, how can I find the value of x?
Solve fx equal to y1.
Solve fx equal to y1. Okay, so you have to find the other point. That means what you need is the point y1 equal to f of x. You already have the y1. Senang je cerita dia. And then say I got x2. Sebab apa? X1 kita dah pakai. Okay, X1 I already used for that point. So you solve the intersection. Let's say we got X2. So now you have the bigger interval. Bigger interval is from 0 to X2. And you know the function is Y1. So that area is the area of the rectangle. Okay, so you already have the bigger area, but you don't want the whole rectangle. I only want that portion. All right, so we start with that thing. So to get area D, now I have the bigger area from 0 to X2. What is the function? Simple, the horizontal line, Y1, X1. But I have to take out a few area, okay? Because we want only that portion. So firstly, what area do you need to take out? Yang lepas you take out now, because you already have the necessary points and you already know the function. Okay, first, what do we have to take out? Cepat, area under apa?
0 to X0, GX.
0 to X0, G of X. Okay, so that is the first part. So I need to take out from 0 to X0, and the function is G of X. So that is the first part. Okay, but from 0 to X0, G of X. All right, sampai sini ya, G. Okay, the other side is not G anymore. It's another function. So what is the second part? The second part is the integral from where to where? From X0 to X2, not X0 to X1. Okay, because we are talking about that endpoint. From X0 to X2, area or integral of f of x. So you have to take out another part, that is the area from X0, X1 of f of x dx. Then we get area D. Okay, so don't worry how many things that you have to take out. First, you just identify, all right? What are the things that you need to take out? Then just put in, then we do the integral. All right, so that's it. So in this part, okay, in this part, firstly, that what you need is to identify, okay? Identify the area under what function. And then do you have to add or do you have to subtract? All right, and then you have to know what are the intervals involved. Okay, so in order to find the points that is involved, which you will determine the intervals, nothing difficult because we learned everything already. You know, it's just intersection. Intersection like E, we know already. Similarly, for that intersection, we know already how to do it. So these are the things that are involved. But most important is to identify the areas involved and then the functions that are involved, right? Okay. Any question? So I will ask you, I will give you one question. Okay, let's do one question. A simple question. Let's see. Okay, let's do question number 2. You go to 13.3. All right, go to 13.3. Do question number 2. The diagram is already drawn. Even the intersection points already being determined. So what you need is just to get the area. Okay, so do question number 2. And I'll give you afterwards, another question in which you need to find the intersections of a certain function in order for us to get the interval. Okay, do number 2 first. Go ahead, do it now. You try, I give you 3 minutes. And then I will go to the question. Okay. So if you look at that question, we need the area, the shaded region. Okay. So call it area A. All right. So call it area A. Now, what is the first integral? I mean, you have your subtraction. All right. You have to subtract one area from another. So you can start from the bigger area, so that you know that you have to subtract. So what is the bigger area? The bigger area is the area from what? From 0 to 2 of what? Of what is the value of the y for dx. So if I can draw the diagram here, you have that kind of thing. You have that one. So this is 4. All right. That one is 2. And you need the horizontal line. Okay, so the horizontal line is f of x equal to 4. Okay, so it's the area. Okay, the area that we are talking about is from 0 to 2 f of x. So we just do it directly from here. Okay, because the function is f of x equal to 4 or y equal to 4. Okay, so that is the bigger area, the rectangle. Now I have to take out area under what? Area under G. Okay, so area under G I have to take out from where to where? Same interval from 0 to 2. Area under G of x, which is what? Which is 4x minus x squared. Put a bracket. That's the whole function, dx. Okay, so the other interval will be G of x equal to the thing. So the other interval is what? From 0 to 2 of G of x dx. Okay, all right. So you intuitively you think about this, the two functions individually. After that, you have to subtract. Then you put that thing. Okay. All right. So once you have this form, kacang lah, right? So you know the rule. If you have the same interval, two different functions, you can add them up first. All right. Or you can do it separately. Doesn't matter because I cannot simplify one. Okay. So you do the integral individually. I think I will do individually. You can add first, that's fine also. So if you do it, then that is equal to what? That's equal to 4x, 0 to 2. So if you look at the 4x here, that is the rectangle. Okay, 4x, what you get is 4 times 2. So 4 times 2 is the area of that rectangle. So 4 times 2 area of the rectangle. 4 times 2, the width times the height. Right? So the area of a constant function, rectangle. So sebab apa? Because if you integrate, you get 4x. Right? Then we integrate the second function. What do I get? I get 4x squared over 2 minus x cubed over 3 from 0 to 2. Okay, the reason why I do separately because I want to show the two different areas. Okay, so first one is the area equal to 8 under the y equal to 4 or fx equal to 4. The second area is the area under g of x from 0 to 2. So that thing. Okay, all right. So yang ni senang, 4 times 2, 8. Because minus 4 times 0, 0 lah, so 8. What you need to do is to find the value of this thing. Okay, so finish up at home. Okay, finish up at home, find the value. Okay. All right, okay, good. Okay, I'll give you another example. Suppose we have the following. X is y, 0. Tadi, dah siap belum? Are you done with the thing? I want you to write down up to here. Okay. And after that, you go home, you do the integration. Okay. Done. All right. Let's look at another example. Example ni, I have g of x equal to 2x squared. And then I have the function of x equal to 100 minus 2x. Okay. I want you to find this area. Okay. I want you to find this area. A. Okay. Look at the diagram. You draw the diagram. Just sketch. Don't draw. Sketch. Now, you tell me, in order to get the area A, what do you need to find? Because I don't give you the interval, I just give you the functions. All right? So you need more information. So now, what do you need in order to get area A?
X equal to fx.
You need that point. Okay? We need that point E. Okay? So firstly, what I need is you need that point E. So, right, because that is g of x equal to f of x. So you got that point. We call it x0. You check here. Okay? Find it. All right? That's the only thing that you need to find. Other things are given. The first point is 0. Okay? So you now have the interval 0 to x0. So our interval is 0 to x0. And then you know the functions, you do the subtraction, get the value. Okay, so again here, home. Good. All right. So I'll give you a few questions in 3.3. Number 2 kita buat. All right. So for your practice, you do question number 4. Question 4. They give you the point already, you know, but find it. Okay, just practice. Find the point E. Okay, because it involves quadratic function and then square root function. So practice. Cari that intersection. And then you can do number I want to get the function. I want to make sure, you know, what we are doing would be something that is bigger than 0. So tak apalah. I give you question 4. Okay, I give you already that question. We did already question number 2. Okay. So we do one more. Question number 1. All right. Jadi, nah. Sebab yang lain tu dibagi negative value. Okay, so okay, good. So that is our 13 point. Now we go to 13.4. 13.4 is application. All right. 13.4 application. Future value, present value. I got to, you know, I got to go back a little bit to do the integration and the derivative of E. So let me finish this thing first. And then I will spend, you know, some time going to the E. So we just do that. Okay, one application that I want to look at is the concept of consumer surplus, producer surplus. 13.4, look at the application, consumer surplus, producer surplus. Okay, now what is consumer surplus? So here you have CS. Again, here, this is concept of economy. All right, so consumer surplus, what is it? Okay, this is consumer surplus. You consider the demand function. Okay, consider demand, supply. And we know the interaction of the demand supply through the market, you will end up with the equilibrium. You have the market price, market quantity. So if I can draw the diagram, what you will have is this. Now the demand function, P as a function of X. So that our demand supply P as function of X. So you have the demand function going down, supply function going up like that. And we know the equilibrium over here. So call it X or the factor X1. So we follow the book, all right? X1, P1. So you have equilibrium E equal to P1, X1 dulu, because our independent variable. X1, P1. So the market price is P1, all right? Now, what is consumer surplus? So that is P1. Consumer surplus is this area. Okay, consumer surplus is that area, call it CS, the area under the demand function above the market price. From where to where? From 0 to X1. So that is the consumer surplus. So in terms of area between curve, okay, area between curve, what area are we talking about? We're talking about the difference between the area under the D, demand function, and the area under what? Area under P1. From where to where? From 0 to X1. You got it? Kita tahu lah sebab tadi kita dapat. Okay, so consumer surplus is equal to the area from 0 to X1 under the demand function. But you have to take out the same area from 0 to X1 under the market price, P1. Okay, so that is the demand function. Oh no, the consumer surplus. The area under the demand function, or the area between the demand function, the area between the demand function and the market price, P1. From where to where? From 0 to X1. So the interval is 0 to X1. The functions involved are the demand function and P1. P1 to horizontal line. So that is consumer surplus. Now, what is the economic meaning of consumer surplus? You know already how to get the area, and you know the area where it is, all right? But what is it? Okay, consumer surplus is the extra benefit. Okay, is the extra benefit to whom? To consumers. Okay, to consumers by buying X1 at what price? At the price P1, which is the market price. Huh? So when the consumer buy X1 at the price P1, we gain some extra benefit. Okay, now what is that extra benefit? That extra benefit is the gain, okay, the gain to us, the net, the gain to us, the benefit, the benefit, or the benefit, minus the expenditure. Okay, the expenditure, then what you get is the extra benefit. Or we call it net gain. Okay. Now, how do you get it? Okay, this is how we get it. The area under the demand curve, or the price on the demand curve, what is it? Let's look at, say here, katakan this is equal to 1. All right, this is equal to 1, the first unit. Of course, during the exchange, I buy X1, I pay P1. Now let's look at quantities in between X1 and 0. So suppose X equal to 1. I buy 1 unit. The first unit that I buy, I actually bought X1, you know. Now consider the first unit that I buy. What is the price that I pay for that first unit? What is my price? I pay what? I pay P1. Okay, for that first unit. But what is the price I am willing to pay? What is the value of that 1 unit to the consumers? The value of that 1 unit to the consumers is the price they are willing to pay. And the price they are willing to pay is the price on that demand. Okay, call it P apa benda P ni dah P1. So call it P2. So we are willing to pay P2 for that 1 unit. But because of the exchange, we pay only P1. So how do you feel? Let's say I'm willing to pay 100 ringgit for that thing. And I only pay at the market 50 ringgit. So how do you feel? Suppose kita beli, you buy Musang King, the durian. You think the value is what? I'm willing to pay 100 ringgit. But the seller say, because of the market price, 50 ringgit only. So how do you feel? How do you feel? You value it more than what you are paying, actually. So how do you feel? What do you feel? Are we connected or not? Okay, how do you feel? We are willing to pay 100, but we pay only 50. So apa rasa?
Happy.
You feel happy, yeah? All right, because I'm willing to pay more than what I actually pay. Okay. Adam. Is there Adam in our class? Adam ada datang tak Adam? I'm checking attendance. Adam, are you here? Tak ada. Okay. So that happiness, all right, that happiness is the extra benefit. Okay. So your happiness, your extra happiness, or that happiness is the extra benefit. So actually, say at X equal to 1, the price you pay is P1. Okay, say 50 ringgit. What is your willing to pay? Your willingness to pay is the price on the demand function. Willingness to pay, I'm willing to pay P2 equal to 100 for 1 unit. So what is my extra benefit? Net gain. Extra benefit is equal to what? 100 minus 50. So that is my happiness. So that 50 is the difference between that P and that P. So you gain that one. Now, suppose 2 unit, the second unit. Okay, the second unit, demand function, downward sloping. The more quantity, the lower the price. Is that right? So here, X equal to 2, I'm willing to pay, say, P3. But how much did we pay to get X1? you pay only P1. Okay, so for the second unit, you pay what? You pay 50. But I evaluate what? P3. So same thing. So at the price at X equal to 2, second unit, the price I pay is still P1, 50. But how much do I evaluate or willingness to pay? I'm willing to pay how much? I'm willing to pay P3, lower than 100. Say P equal to, or P3 equal to say 90. So what is my extra benefit? 90 minus 50, 40. So my happiness, I'm still happy because I gain what? I gain 40. So that is 40. Okay. Now you go on and on. You look at the third unit. How much do I pay? Or do consumers pay? 50. All right. How much are you willing to pay? That is the price of the demand. Suppose 80. So what is my gain? Gain is 30. So you still gain. Okay. So at each quantity there, you will have some gain up to X1. Up to X1, that's again. All right. So the total area is what I call, or what we call consumer surplus. That is the surplus to the consumers. Okay, surplus to the consumers, extra benefit to the consumers by buying X1 at P1. Okay, so you add up all the things. Okay, so you add up for each. So this thing will add up. Then what I get will be the consumer surplus. So that is the area under the demand curve, or the area between the demand curve and the market price. From where? From 0 to X1. Okay, all right. So suppose, okay, suppose we look at the example again. I just want to make it some numerical value. So let's say the X1 here is, kita kena kita, you know, real function, nanti kita main tahu tak jadi pula. Oh, I will wait. Yeah, I will wait. Kita dapat function yang boleh main berbagi. Sudah. Okay, kita bagi kita. Suppose our demand function here let's say demand function P equal to 100 minus P minus 2x. Okay, all right. Now let's say, okay, I'm not saying this is the equilibrium. Suppose the market equilibrium, apa kita nak tahu? Katakan P ini equal to 20, right? So you have the demand function. This example now. I just want to get the computation. And let's say P1 is equal to 20. And X1, P1 equal to 20. X1, kita kena dengan X1. So say X1 equal to 20. P1 equal to berapa? 2 times 20, 40, 100. So 60. Itu logik sikit ya. Alright, so this one is 20. P1, 60. Alright. So that is our example with a certain function and a certain value of the interval. Right. So cukup buat. So get me the consumer surplus. Dah habis dah buat. Okay, got it. All right. So what is the consumer surplus? Going by that example. Okay, so example, consumer surplus is equal to what? It's equal to the integral from 0 to x0, the demand function, d of x minus the integral from 0 to x0, p1 dx. All right, of course, since we are talking about the same interval, you can take the subtraction first. So 0 to x0, d minus p1 dx. Okay, you can do this way, you can do that way. So now for our example, you get the substitution. So example that is equal to, all right, what is the function? The demand function is from 0 to x0. Okay, x0. What is the value of x0? 20. All right, the demand function is 100 minus 2x dx. So that is the area under the demand function minus the integral from 0 to 20 of the market price, which is 60 dx. Okay, you got it? So this is for our example that, yeah, the example of that function. So 100 minus 2x, assuming that the market price is 20, I'm sorry, the market equilibrium quantity is 20, the market price is 60. So we have the respective integral from the formula. So make sure you remember the formula. Okay, you don't have to remember actually. You don't have to remember. You just know. Okay, you don't have to remember. You just know what is the consumer surplus. Consumer surplus is the area under the demand curve and what? And the market price. So that is the area. So you will be able to get even without remembering the formula. Okay, right. But if you remember the formula, so you simplify. So they're equal to what? They're equal to integral from 0 to 20. You take away, you subtract first, so that we can do only one integral, because you have a constant and constant. So subtract dulu, all right? So what do you get? You get 40 minus 2x. So that is the integral from 0 to 20. 40 minus 2x dx. Okay. So this one, we have 3 minutes. All right. I want you to finish up. Get the value of the consumer surplus. How much is it? Okay. What is the value?
I get 400, sir.
400. Somebody else? What number?
Yes, 400.
400, all right, so that's true. So you get 400. So good, consumer supplies is 400 units, 400. So that is consumer supplies. Now, the next concept is producer supplies. Now, what is the producer supplies? Again, here, producer supplies, by this similar concept, it's the area here. The area under the market price above the supply function. So that is producer supply. So it's the area between the market price and what? And the supply function. So you got it? You got the area? Okay, good. So now we want to go into a little bit more detail of that. So producer supplies, I just go by the integral first, is the area from 0 to x0 of P1 dx, right? This, the area under the market price. But you have to take away the integral from 0 to x0 of the supply. That is our producer supplies. Now, what is the meaning of producer supplies? So that is what? That is the extra benefit. The extra benefit to whom? To the sellers. By what? By selling X1 at the price P1. Okay, by selling X1 at price P1. Okay, all right. Sellers by buying, by selling. Okay. Okay, now, if you look at the firms, the firm, okay? If I sell X1 quantity at the price of P1, what is my revenue? How much do I get? Kat sini. I sell X1 P1. Example here 60-20. Katakan 60-20 lah. So how much do I get? Takkan susah kan? I sell 20 durian, musangking, price 60. So how much do we get? You multiply. Okay, so that is my expenditure, my revenue. That's how much I get. Okay, that's how much I get. Now, how do you determine the extra benefit? You determine the extra benefit by looking at what? By looking at the difference between the price that I get. Okay, between the price that I get as the seller and the price I'm willing to sell at different quantities, less than the market quantity lah, less than X1. Okay, so if I, for the first unit, macam tadi dia, macam consumer supplies lah. For the first quantity, X equal to 1, I sell it in the market. How much do I get? I get 60. Okay, but what is the price I'm willing to pay? I'm willing to sell. That is the price on the supply function. Call it here, say 10. For the one unit, I'm willing to sell only 10. Okay, but during the exchange, I got paid 60. So what is my extra benefit? I'm willing to sell 10 ringgit, for that one unit. But I get 60. So how do you feel as a seller?
Happy.
Happy, yeah. So that happiness is your extra benefit. Okay, 60 minus 10, 50. Okay, so it's the difference between, or the extra benefit to the firms. Did I say that? By selling X1 and P1. So example, let's say X equal to 1. Okay, for the what you get P1, what you get is P1. Okay, I get P1, which is equal to the market price. All right, but how much I'm willing to sell? I'm willing to sell only at a lower price, which is the price on the supply function. That would be equal to, say, P2, P3, katakan P4. All right, I'm willing to sell it at P4. At P4. Willing to sell at P4. And say P4 equal to 10. Okay, so the extra gain to the firm, all right, or the net gain, extra gain or net gain, the extra benefit or the net gain to the firm is equal to what? Is equal to 60 minus 10, or P1 minus P4 equal to 50. So that is my net gain. So happy. All right. Similarly, if you look at X equal to 2, okay, I'm willing to sell, say P at P5, say equal to 20. But how much do I get? I get paid 60. So what is my net gain? Net gain, P1 minus P5, that is equal to what? 60 minus 20 equal 40. So you go on and on until X1, then you get the total net gain. So that is our producer supply. Okay, so that's producer supply. So in the market, by doing the exchange, both parties benefit. Okay, both parties benefit. The benefit is what? Is that extra gain. Okay, that extra gain. The difference between the market price and the supply function, that is the gain to the firms, and the difference between the area under the demand and the market price, that is the gain to the consumers. Okay, so by doing exchange, both parties gain. So that is the benefit of what? That is the benefit of trading. Okay, so that's why people trade. Okay, because by trading you actually gain. All right, both parties gain, and that is one measure: the consumer surplus, producer surplus. Okay, all right. Any question? Okay, good. So we go back to that example. Sekarang ni our problem is going backward a little bit. I already have 2060. So now, if you want, if you can, okay, if you can, you find the supply function, make it linear lah, make it linear. So that's senang kita. Find the supply function where the equilibrium point with that function 100 minus 2x is 2060. Mana nak buat? Anybody knows how to do it? What is the supply function? Susah sikit kan? Sebab kita kena go backward. So you know the equilibrium, 2060. You know one function, 100 minus 2x. Okay. So what is the supply function? The one that has positive slope. I think you can find that supply function. You go home, maybe you can do it. All right, but now, example, I give you another example. All right, let's say we use another example so that we commit an error. So let's say we have the following. Let's say this is the x. Suppose the supply function s p equal to x plus 2, something like that. All right, and suppose this is the equilibrium. All right, this is not equilibrium with the demand function. Assume lah. Okay, assume the demand function is like that. You have equilibrium because we just want to find the processor plus, say equal to here 50, that one 80. So you got 50, 80. Now, what is the processor plus? Okay, what is the processor plus? Processor plus is equal to what? The integral P1 dx from 0 to x1 minus the integral from 0 to x1, the supply function dx. Okay, so you substitute everything. So from 0 to 50, P1 80 dx minus the supply 5x plus 2 dx from 0 to 50. So that would be our processor plus. So you finish this up. Okay, so do it at home, finish it up, get the value. So that is the consumer surplus, producer surplus. Okay, so after this, we have 3 more weeks. After this, we have 3 more weeks left. Our semester will end of the month. So make sure we know the end of our semester. So today is the 5th. You have 3 more weeks left, right? So I will do the E, because we need the E, you know. I need to do, I thought we don't need, but there are so many things that involve E. So we need to do that E thing. After that, we are going to go into the so the 13.4, I'll give you some questions. We just do the consumer surplus first, right? Consumer surplus, producer surplus. So consumer surplus, you do 22. And then 24, 25. And then you do 31, 32. So for each of these, you have the supply, you have the demand. So don't follow the book. Okay, for all these questions, you find both consumer surplus, producer surplus. Okay, so sketch the diagram, okay, sketch the graph, so that you can see what is where. Okay, and then find both, because they give you supply demand. So why you do only one thing, you know? But might as well do both. So you do both. All right. Don't follow the book. The book will just say 24, 22. You just find what's the plus. But we do both. So don't waste the question. Okay. All right. So I will stop here. I will see you again next week. Now you do these questions, all right? Don't wait, because we have 3 more weeks left. Need time is already doomsday coming. Okay, dunia dan kiamat ni. Don't wait anymore. All right, you have to study as hell. Don't waste any more time. Okay, if you think that your midterm was not so good, don't worry. Do better in the final. Okay, final 50%, bukannya 20%, final 50%. So do better in the final. So now, janganlah missing class. Okay, if you miss class, then it's not a good strategy, because you need to cover it, you know, you are wasting the time. So don't miss classes from now, right? Because we have 3 more weeks. So I wish you again, have a nice weekend, do the questions. See you again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Alright.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right.